So with the expedition looming in 15 hours, and the addition of being able to reset your skill tree for an enormous amount of money, Jesus Christ, Embark, why so high? You now have more options than ever to customize your skill tree. And in this video, gamers, we're going to be breaking down the best skill tree set. I don't know what's the word for this. The best skill tree investment that you can make, and talk about some other choices you can make if you want to go for the memes or test some stuff out. But currently, this is the best one. So we're going to go over this and each individual skill, so you know exactly what each skill is giving you and whether or not it's worth putting your hard-earned points into. All right, let's crack into it. So predominantly, survival and mobility are going to be your go-to choices. There are some good ones in conditioning, but to get to them, it's just kind of like a waste when you compare it to the other trees. So Agile Croucher, it's not like the best thing in the world, but it's a nice one to have if you're skulking around, especially if you're playing like solo. You're going to be using this one a lot. One in revitalizing, just to get over here to in-round crafting. This is amazing. Good as new. It's nice. Not super great, but it's nice. Stubborn Mule. This is fine. I don't find myself taking a lot of stuff and being over encumbered. Typically, I'm playing a lot of Stella Montes, free kits just for the PvP. The PvP in this game is amazing. And then, of course, solo for making some money. So I don't really find myself using this a lot. If you find yourself over encumbered a lot, and I know a lot of people are. A lot of people like to pile on as much crap as possible. I don't really find this to be much of an issue. You know, I'm willing to drop a couple things on the floor. I'm not trying to min-max that hard, but if you are, hey, there you go. 3 deep breaths. After an ability drains your stamina, you recover more quickly. If this was like you recover all your stamina and it goes on cooldown, and maybe the cooldown is progressively reduced the more points you have into this. So after you use it, you recover all your stamina, and then it goes on cooldown for like a minute, and then 45 seconds, and then 30 seconds, and then 20 seconds. That would be amazing. As it stands, you just recover it more quickly. You got to be in a still position. You got to remember you even have the fucking thing. So like, yes, you're gonna value from this, but it's just not really worth it compared to the other stuff over here. Minesweeper, it's nice to have. You can disable other people's shit. And while you're not going to use it a whole lot, for 1 point, when it does come up, it's kind of nice to have. Let's go on the left side now. Looter's Instincts. This is like a must. You're really going to feel this if you don't have this. It's going to be so fucking slow. You're going to feel like you're moving through Jello, like you're an old lady, old grandpa trying to search through, rummage through some shit to find out what's in there. It's so ungodly slow to not have this. Silent Scavenger. Yeah, this is fine. I don't know exactly how much quieter it is. It's I wouldn't personally put points into this if I had another option, if I could come up here some other way, but it's fine. Suffer in Silence, this is pretty huge. Especially if you don't use skins that have a mask and you're maskless, you're going to be a little bit louder. So this is really good to have, especially if you're solo. Broad Shoulders, this is nice. A much better option than being over encumbered. Just lets you carry more. Looter's Luck, same concept as Looter's Instinct, except it has a chance to proc. It's not guaranteed always when you're searching through stuff, so it's just a little bit faster. And then, of course, Security Breach. These have been heavily nerfed, but you can still occasionally get some good shit in there. Sometimes I've found a Torrente, a Bobcat, Not that a Bobcat's particularly amazing when you compare that to, like, a upgraded Stitcher, but the point being, there's sometimes some really good shit in there, and it's worth checking out whenever one's nearby, especially now that they're randomized. So there's more chances of you coming upon one. And especially if you're doing free loadouts, it's a great way to get some extra, guns or utility items. Traveling Tinkerer unlocks additional items to fieldcraft. This is nice. Nice to have. I like having lots of options. That's why you go for these. You never know what you're going to be able to make in a pinch. Sometimes, you know, I've made, I don't know, maybe like 2, maybe 3 Raider hatch keys before, which was cool. They're kind of expensive to craft in-game. You need 3 sensors, I believe, and like an advanced electrical part. So it's going to be kind of rare where you get that, or you're going to have to scrap a bunch of shit to kind of accumulate those resources. But the other options they have are nice to have. Next, when looting Raider containers, you have a small chance of finding additional field-crafted items. I'm assuming that means like dead Raiders' bodies. I'm assuming that's what that means. And this is nice. You get extra utility to use. So especially if you're going free loadouts a lot, it's a good one to have to get some just bonus stuff to use. I find it fun. Now let's head over to mobility. You can climb and vault more quickly. Really good for transversing the map and getting away from other players. Moving around costs less stamina. Amazing for getting around the map and running away from players. Increases your max stamina. Amazing for the reasons I just listed. After a sprint dodge roll. Sprinting does not consume stamina for a short time. Has a cooldown between uses. This is great. You're going to be like running around a lot, running away from people. So when this procs, you're going to have some extra momentum to use from a mobility stamina perspective. So it's good. It's not going to be proccing all the time because of that cooldown, but it's still nice to have. So it's not amazing, but it's nice. It's nice. Dodge rolls cost the stamina. I find this to be really good. You can sprint dodge roll further, also really good. Vaulting no longer costs stamina. Again, great for disengaging, running away from players, because they're having to burn stamina to chase you. Or for traversing the map. Now let's go to the right side. You can slide further and faster. Some people really like this. I don't really use it that much. The only time I'm really sliding is to, you know, go downstairs or try to rip around the corner to hose somebody down with my Stitcher. And in that case, if you're doing a lot of that in PvP, awesome. I don't find myself doing it a lot. There's some rare cases where I am doing it, and I just don't find it justifiable to sink that many points on this. Sturdy ankles. You take less fall damage when falling from a non-lethal height. This is amazing. I actually think this should be a higher up. You should have to invest more into getting this one, because it's just so good. It's so good. From just running off a ledge to get away from a team, or accidentally falling, which happens a lot, especially in the Bastion room on Stella Montes. It's just great. Calming stroll. While walking, your stamina regenerates as if you're standing still. This is amazing. It can let you traverse the map easier, and also get away from enemies easier because you're constantly accumulating more stamina as you're just walking away. So you can sprint away, vault a whole bunch of shit, roll away, and then just calmly walk, stroll, you know, in the opposite direction, rebuild your stamina while they're trying to chase you, and then now you have a second one, you can go farther away from them. So really, really good. Off the wall, you can wall leap further. This is great. This is one where you want to maybe consider trimming some other, you know, you could consider trimming one Raider's scraps, maybe Minesweeper as well. You have to put a point into this in order to come up here, so this is always going to have one. But you could consider trimming the Raider scraps and maybe Minesweeper. I mean, if you're going to trim this at all, you might as well just go all the way down, right? And then putting all that into off the wall, just because this is really good. I find having 1 point just a little bit extra lets you get some wall grabs a little bit easier that might normally be a little tricky. This one's really good. It's going to save your ass a lot and make those like Assassin's Creed level dives, you know, into the map from huge fucking distances more easy to pull off if you have this. I'm actually consider respecking again to trim this to go into this all the way, just because it's so fucking good. When falling, your timing window to perform a recovery roll is increased. I don't really find myself using that much. This is kind of fucking mid. I wish this was like lower. And lets you jump at the end of a vault. This is nice. This again lets you traverse everything a lot easier. Really nice to have. can save your ass in some situations when people are expecting you to just vault up and then kind of stay still or just kind of run. You pop off and it allows you to like go to another vault potentially, or to dive. You're like, there's just a lot of options this opens up for you. When you're down, you crawl faster. This is implying you're already down. So if you're playing with teams, this can be good. And if you're already speccing this far into mobility, this can be good. So another thing worth maybe trimming Raider's Scrap for. But it's a defensive skill. It requires you already being down. So I wish this was lower down here. It's not really worth it. Vaulting is no longer slowed when exhausted. This is incredible. Going to the left side. Wearing a shield doesn't slow you down as much. Most of the time you're going to be wearing light shields, so this doesn't matter anyway. If you're like me and you're playing a lot of free kit Stellamontes PvP, this is not going to really matter that much anyway. But if you find yourself rocking a lot of medium and heavy shields, then maybe something to look at. That's not the case for me, though. Blastborn, your hearing is less effective by nearby explosions. This wears off pretty quickly anyway, so it's not really going to give you a lot. When you're hurt in combat, regain a fixed amount of stamina. Has a cooldown between uses. Yeah, it's fine. But you're taking valuable points away from these builds over here, which are like really fucking optimized, really fucking good. So not that great. When you critically hurt, your stamina regenerates faster. It's fine, but you have to not be using your stamina. From my understanding of that, if it lets you regenerate it even though you're using it, maybe fills up your bar, okay, that's fine, and it's only 1 point. But again, you have to go 5, 10, 15 to even get to that point. So 16 points right there eaten up that are better spent elsewhere, which is unfortunate. I wish this fucking tree was a lot better, because there's some good ones in here. When you're down, it takes longer before you collapse, and when you're down, you take less damage. It's not really that much. Like, I tried rocking this. You still die. It just buys you a little bit extra time. It's not worth it. If these let you, if this one maybe let you pick yourself up from being downed as solo, maybe I could see this being really awesome. But it doesn't. So even if you have all three of these, right? Crawl faster, takes longer before you collapse, take less damage. It's still not amazing. Like, you would think if you had 3 dedicated fucking skill slots to being downed, shit would be awesome, but you still bleed out fairly quickly. So I wish these were better. I wish maybe you just take no damage while you're downed, or you can regenerate health while you're downed, the down meter if you stay still, kind of like what the augment does. Then it would be kind of funny. You could theoretically just crawl across the whole map and have interactions with other people. That would make for some great content, some funny content. Could try to beg for a defibrillator, right? These have a lot of potential, but as it stands, they suck. And lastly, when you're critically hurt, your health regenerates up to a certain limit. I didn't find this very helpful. I didn't really feel it. So, and to be a game, 36 point, like, that's crazy. This should, ideally, this should maybe be in, like, survival. But, sure, if it's in conditioning, I would rather it be, like, you constantly regenerate health slowly. Then this would be amazing, especially for free kits, because you have limited healing as it stands, and there's a lot of situations where you're just really low, and you're like, okay, I can't really fight anymore. I'm playing very, very cautiously, or you just fucking full send it because you're low health anyway. So if this instead let you slowly regenerate health all the time, that'd be great. And it would be a worthy thing to spec towards, because now you can't get other really good stuff like Security Breach, Vault Spring, Vaults on Vaults on Vaults. Right, that would be pretty good. Okay, right side. You make less noise while breaching. It's fine. I feel like I can... The situation is where you are breaching. Stellamontes security places, either it doesn't matter because people aren't around, or if people are around, they're still going to be able to hear you. So I don't know. This kind of sucks. I wish maybe if it applies to and maybe this is how it's supposed to intended to work actually. If it applies toward like arc, then I kind of understand the making less noise part. That makes sense. And that would still be kind of mid. I don't know how you'd make it better. Make less noise while breaching. I was assuming this was just for players, but now I'm thinking about it. It's probably also for arc. So I guess it's fine. Breaching doors and containers takes less time. I would love for the 5th point of this, or like an offshoot that maybe is like here, that's like one of these single points, to be you instantly pop open a breach door one time, either with a long cooldown or like once per match. That would be great. Breaching doors and containers takes less time. Like that's cool. It's nice. It's nice to have. If your shield breaks, your first dodge roll within a few seconds does not cost stamina. You have to remember to dodge roll with this. That's what I don't like about it. It's cool in theory, right? Free roll. That's kind of nice. But it expires within a few seconds, and it's fucking 15 points to get to this thing. 16 points to put another into it. I don't really like it. I would like it if it just covers your next dodge roll for eternity. So if you never use it until the last fucking, for 20 minutes and then you dodge roll, it's free. Like, I don't understand why that wasn't coded in, right? Like, why am I being punished for speccing this far up here? So, really sucks. It is 1 point, so I don't know. If you're going up this side, you're gonna have to get it anyway. So there you go. You're gonna have it. Just remember to use it. I'm sorry that you have to remember to use it. You got so much more better things to think about with your time and energy. Hopefully Embark changes that in the future. Next, melee abilities cost less stamina. In theory, this sounds really great. And I was very excited to get to this one, especially when we unlocked the resetting of the skill tree. This is the first thing I respect to, because I am such a fan of smacking people in the face with hammers. It's so funny. But what ends up actually happening is the times where you do go in full swing with your hammer, you've already expended what I find to be a lot of stamina already. So yeah, maybe this gets you an extra couple swings, but it's not really that game changing. A better instance of this is to have an offshoot, like one of these one pointers, that then allows you to melee, like as if you were, as if you had all the stamina in the world non-stop, even while exhausted. So kind of like this, right? Vaulting no longer costs stamina. Melee swings no longer cost stamina. That would then be viable, because it's like, even if you charge somebody, they're shooting you, you're running at them with a fucking hammer only, so you have your full bar of stamina, you're still going to quickly lose all your stamina hitting them, and you're probably still not even gonna fucking kill them. So the only way I could really see this being viable is if they did something like this where it no longer costs you stamina. Then it would be really good, because those times where it's like you and the other person, you both expended your mag and you're just like meleeing each other to death, this would let you win those fights, and that would feel good. You deal more damage, melee damage to drones. I've talked about this in previous video. This is fucking garbage. The amount of times you're going to be able to hit drones with your fucking melee weapon, and to be such an end game skill, it's insulting. It's disrespectful. Wasps and turrets can now be destroyed with a single melee attack. Also, trash. Why the fuck is this even here? This should be down here for 1 point each. It's so bad. These are memes. These are troll skills. I hate them. Okay, moving on. A little extra. Breaching an object generates resources. This is amazing, and it's for 1 point. What? I think it's for 1 point. Maybe it might be 5 points, but I think it's 1 point. Yeah. No. It would say it was 0 out of 5 if it was 5 points. This is incredible. I would rather this be here. Like, why is it you make less noise while breaching? Breaching doors into containers takes less time, and then when your shield breaks, like, what the fuck? Like, this should be, down here, because it's not really that great as is. Even if you changed it to it covers your first dodge roll being free, it's still not that amazing. So put it down here, and you can put this here, and then that's great. And it makes sense with how this is progressing. And lastly, your equipped weapon has less impact on your encumbrance. 1 point, it's fine. I didn't find it to be very noticeable. This would be amazing if it said your gun doesn't weigh you down at all, right? Maybe your primary gun, whatever gun is in your primary first slot, doesn't weigh you at all. Incredible. And then maybe have a third, because we should have more end game skills. The skill tree, great start, needs to be way more fleshed out, a lot more added to it. We should have another one of these end game kind of perks here that builds upon this, which then allows you to have all of your guns weigh nothing, and then maybe like a third one, let's say, that makes one gun or the first gun you put into your backpack also maybe weigh nothing or weigh like half as much, something like that. That could be cool. So there you go. This is what I find to be the most optimized skill tree based on a playstyle of wanting to be quick around the map, have the most amount of stamina, have the most amount of options in PvP in terms of movement, repositioning, most utility in terms of crafting items, being able to quickly look through things, so speed and mobility and options. That's kind of what you're going for here. To recap real quick, if there's anything at all that you're going to respec here, right here, wall leaping further would be good. Maybe testing out 3 deep breaths. I didn't find this to be that great, so take that with the caveat there. So yeah, the main two, I guess I would say, are the wall leaping further and sliding faster and further, and maybe taking out one raider's scraps in order to spec into that more, 4 into this and then maybe 1 more into this, or vice versa. That's going to be your best bet. Everything else kind of sucks, kind of mid, or takes way too many points out of these in order to get to them, which is very sad. So hopefully Embark looks at this video, looks at other people's feedback on the skill trees, and decides to rework them, make them better. But as it stands, there you go. That's my take on what the best skill spec is. So thanks for watching. Hope it helps. See you in the next one.